listening to Red Eye Radio from the Uniden America Studios.
And he is Eric Harley, and I'm Gary McNamara. Let's get right to it here, just to give you a sample of the FBI whistleblowers testifying before the House weaponization of the federal government. And this is Congressman Matt Gaetz asking the whistleblowers a couple of questions.
August 2nd, 2022, a media organization obtained a copy of a document which whistleblowers subsequently authenticated to the committee that is styled the FBI's Domestic Terrorism Symbols Guide on Militia Violent Extremists. Mr. Will, are you generally familiar with that guide?
Yes.
And that guide identified certain things that made people more likely to be deemed a threat or terrorists, didn't it?
Yes.
And wasn't one of those things just the number 2 and the letter A next to each other?
Yes, it was.
And in your experience as a law enforcement official, does putting the word 2 and or the letter 2 and A next to each other make someone more likely to be violent or law-breaking?
No.
And if someone signified the right, that they support the right to bear arms, was that also something in the symbol guide?
Yes.
And how about, this one really got me, the Betsy Ross flag. Was the Betsy Ross flag in the terrorism symbol guide?
It was.
And what about the Betsy Ross flag makes someone more likely to be a violent extremist?
I wish there was a reasonable explanation for that question.
There isn't. And people blew the whistle and said, this stuff is crazy. Americans are being targeted. Mr. Friend, you ever been to a school board meeting?
Yes, I have.
FBI ever sent you to the parking lot of a school board meeting?
Yes, I have.
And in the parking lot of a school board meeting where the FBI sent you, you were taking down information regarding people's license plates.
That's correct.
Now, it wasn't the first time you'd been to a school board meeting, was it?
No, I went on my own as a private citizen.
As a parent.
Yes.
And so there you were. It must have been quite an interesting perspective. There you were taking down the information of people, parents attending school board meetings on behest of the FBI. And you had been one of those parents at a school board meeting. How did that feel?
After I attended privately, my colleagues teased me that they were probably going to start investigating me.
You used to go after the worst of the worst, didn't you?
Yes, I believe so.
You went after people who looked at child porn,
Yes.
people who were sexually exploiting children.
Yes.
And then you were in the parking lot of a school board meeting, taking down the information of parents. What happened to the cases that you were working to protect our communities from the worst predators that exist?
I was told they were not to be resourced, and then after I was suspended, they were handed off to local law enforcement.
Wow, so the FBI just decided it was more important to have you in that parking lot of that school board meeting than getting the worst of the worst away from people that they could harm.
That's correct.
But you deserve the consequences you are getting, according to the ranking member. Mr. O'Boyle, what the ranking member said that when people break the law, they deserve the consequences they get. And it doesn't matter that they served in the military. So what law did you break before the FBI packed up all your stuff and moved it across the country to Virginia?
No true law. The only thing I broke was not towing the line for the FBI. Like I said when I opened, my oath is to the Constitution, not to the FBI.
And our laws provide you avenues to talk to Congress, to talk to your supervisors about those concerns, right?
Correct.
And so you didn't deviate from that, did you?
No.
You didn't go to the media first, did you?
No.
You used what the law provided. And your family has paid an exquisite price for that, haven't they?
They have.
How old were your children when they moved you across the country?
6, 5, 3, and 2 weeks.
A 2-week-old baby. Could you get your stuff?
6 weeks later.
Also, for 6 weeks, almost every possession to your name the FBI had and wouldn't give back to you. How did you, what time of year was it? Was it winter, summer?
When I reported, it was in September. So when we were traveling, it was summertime essentially. So we had basically summer clothes, but then we were basically stranded in Wisconsin, which is where we're from. It gets cold there pretty quick.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I'm a fool.
So there you go. Just a little sample of it yesterday. Not a good look for the Democrats at all.
No, it isn't, and it's not a good look for management at FBI. And we have said this repeatedly that because we started asking the question immediately when these stories started coming out. What do the rank and file agents who have to do the work think about all this?
Yeah.
Well, now we know, at least in a couple of cases. And there have to be more. Now, here's the thing, is that these former agents, these agents decided that they were going to have to give it all up in order to make sure we all knew about it. They could have kept quiet. And others did. And it's not that you blame the other ones, because the question, the balance is, all right, do I give up my career and let the American people know what's going on? I couldn't do this for a living. I couldn't go to a school board meeting and take down and make a list of all of the license plates there, knowing exactly where that's going.
Unless you had evidence or something that would predicate a federal criminal act.
But that wasn't what was going on.
And that's what.
And that's why I couldn't do it. There's no way. These agents knew that this was an all-out attack on the parents who were speaking up.
But this also goes after these whistleblowers are also directly saying the opposite of what the Department of Justice. Well, we never looked at people that went to school board meetings as domestic terrorists. Then why were you there? Why are you at a school board meeting? Why is the FBI taking license plate numbers at a school board meeting? What federal crimes did these people commit?
Right.
I mean, it's scary when you think about it. It's scary that the federal government resources are being used like this, and thank goodness there are FBI agents out there who said, this can't continue. It may destroy my entire career. It may destroy my life. It may, my reputation will be attacked. I will lose anonymity. Threats are coming my way. And the only thing I've always tried to do is enforce the law. And it's just, you and I, we've spent a lot of time talking about, conspiracy versus the culture of rot that exists in the FBI and the Department of Justice today. It's not gone. It's still there, especially in the management of the FBI. And it's not the way that the FBI is supposed to work. It's not the way any law enforcement organization is supposed to work.
Nope.
And it's downright scary when you think about, here's this FBI agent, sitting there going, what the hell am I doing in the parking lot of a school board meeting, taking license plates numbers of people not suspected of committing any federal crime? What is the purpose of being there?
Yeah, this is, again, I have no doubt that other agents have the same concern. They're just, looking at it, again, as the balance, as the question whether or not they can give up their career in order to become a whistleblower.
You had three there.
That's why you don't have, in any given case, you don't have usually, and I've never heard of, dozens of whistleblowers coming forward in a case. Maybe there is a case and I don't know about it. But it's usually only a few, if not just one.
It's a tough thing in life, especially when you think about it, because if you're an FBI agent, and remember, I can't think of the woman who testified, who quit the FBI and testified, she said, and it's true, it's a passion. It's just not another job.
Right.
You go there for highly moral reasons.
Yeah.
And it has to be a shock, especially when you're a veteran agent and you've served, and all of a sudden you feel that the mission statement of the FBI is no longer to enforce the law, but to become a political arm of a particular party.
I have a family member, and I watched it. I watched that dream of, he had two dreams. Believe it or not ever living in New York City, wanted to work for NYPD, which he did for a number of years, and worked for the FBI, which he does now. I watched that, that young mind for so many years. That was the one goal. That was the thing. That's what he wanted to do. He knew he was going to have to serve somewhere like New York, and then work toward getting a job at the FBI. He was able to do that, and I can't imagine look, you're going to be disenchanted a number of ways. You're going to learn things about humans that will really, just, it'll build some calluses on you. And that alone sometimes will have people, redirecting themselves and saying, okay, well, this wasn't for me after all. That does happen. But to have it happen, have your dream, the job you believe in, because for many of them, it is a calling, squashed by this kind of behavior.
When you think of when Gates was asking them and telling them, the symbols that the FBI looks at for suspected terrorists, and one is if, 2A, which means Second Amendment, or if you're promoting the right to bear arms, that is an indication that you're more likely to be a terrorist. If you're pro-life, that's an indication that you're more likely, to be a terrorist. But again, the entire thing of when you look at federal law enforcement, when you look at Biden, for example, just to throw this out, where he was saying, that white supremacy is the biggest terrorist threat that we face.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, climate change activists are but
yeah, Greta's on the phone.
But that's a complete lie. It's a complete lie, and so they're making everything is being driven by politics in federal law enforcement. And if you're a true law enforcement professional, that has to be one of the most repulsive, disgusting things that you could possibly imagine.
Well, because when you're doing that job, you're not doing it for the pay. And you look at all of the danger that is attached to doing that type of job. It has to be a calling. You have to really want to do that job, to do it well. And then to have people use you as one of the pawns to get their agenda done. Wow.
Think about this. If you believe in the Constitution, there are people in the FBI, that management of the FBI, that view you as more likely to be a terrorist if you believe in the Constitution.
Yeah.
866-90 Red Eye.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara.
Denny's is here to serve America's professional truck drivers, providing a hot, down-home meal on the go. Order ahead at Dennys.com today. Hours in participating restaurants may vary. If you drive a big rig, you know that more time on the road means more money in your pocket. Shell Rotella, with advanced synthetic technology, is designed to help keep your rig running and save you money in the long run. Trade up to Shell Rotella and you'll get superior protection against engine wear. That means less time in the shop and more time on the road. It also means you'll get more chances to see North America's finest roadside attraction, cows, cornfields, cows in cornfields. It's lovely this time of year. Shell Rotella's advanced synthetic technology also offers extended drain intervals, helping your rig go farther between oil changes. So you'll make less pit stops. Well, unless you need to restock on snacks, we really can't help you with that. But if you're looking to help your big rig engine live longer, look no further. Superior protection, less maintenance. That's what you can expect from the #1 heavy-duty engine oil in North America. Shell Rotella for the long haul. Explore the full lineup of Shell Rotella products at rotella.com/long-haul. Hey, owner-operators, succeed on your own terms with Mercer Transportation. Whenever, wherever, and however you prefer to run, Mercer has the support you need to make your business successful. They offer fuel discounts, fast pay after every load, plenty of freight with over 3,100 customers and over 500,000 loads per year. No company trucks to compete with, and discounts on tires, insurance, and more. Pick your loads or let their coordinators help you find the right freight. Visit mercertown.com today. mercertown.com.
If you're a trucking industry professional, then you need to stay on top of changing regulations, equipment upgrades, and technology advancements. Fleet Owner Magazine gives you all of this and more. Written for fleet executives and managers, Fleet Owner gives you the business intelligence on operations, vehicle maintenance, regulations, and information technology you need to stay ahead. But that's not all. With its monthly print publication, daily and weekly email newsletters, and a website updated several times a day, Fleet Owner has all the latest news and information delivered to you when you want it and where you want it. From industry experts to award-winning writers and columnists, Fleet Owner is the #1 source for trucking information in North America. Remember to visit fleetowner.com every day for the latest industry news. You can also sign up to receive Newsline, their free email newsletter, and subscribe to Fleet Owner Magazine. Visit fleetowner.com. Fleet Owner, for news you can use.
You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These men and women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
Are you feeling the urge to leave California? You're not alone. Over 800,000 people have fled the state in the past 2 years, making it the biggest exodus in California history. If you're wondering why so many are leaving, check out the new documentary, Leaving California, The Untold Story, produced by the Epoch Times. This 70-minute film reveals the 8 striking reasons that have turned millions of lives upside down in California and triggered this mass exodus. Whether you're planning to stay or go, this documentary is an absolute must-see. Thousands of people are already raving about it. Don't miss out. Visit leavingcalifornia.com to watch it now. That's leavingcalifornia.com. Your future in California could depend on it.
The Silver Pass is back for an unbeatable price at California's Great America. Just $89 gets you unlimited visits through Labor Day. That means non-stop thrills on roller coasters, having big fun, big easy style at Carnival at Orleans Place, and summer-long splashing at South Bay Shores. It's all yours for just $89 plus applicable fees. Did we mention it includes free parking? But hurry, price goes up May 30th. Head to cagreatamerica.com and snag your Silver Pass today. California's Great America, for the fun of it.
It's Red Eye Radio. He's Eric Hurley and I'm Gary McNamara. But more on the whistleblowers. Really interesting. 3 counties now in New York. 3 counties in Western. More conservative counties have said, do not send migrants here. Any hotel books migrants, for New York City, being paid for New York City, $2,000 fine per migrant. These islanders are not going after you. I'm not going to, you're not going to put them here. And then you had the Chicago mayor come out and say, I don't have the exact words, but he's furious, absolutely furious at the state of Texas. Just livid.
Well,
The state of Texas. And it's like, you're not angry at Biden for creating this entire thing? Right, amazing.
But Texas isn't bringing them in from other countries. as the